Have you ever wondered what gets people ahead? Like, what's the difference between the successful people and you? Are you constantly trying to figure out what you want to do with your life because it seems like every young person online is thriving and you are stuck in one position?
Our next guest was an 18-year-old university dropout.
Cunningham never expected to become an entrepreneur.
Starting his music career at 14 years old.
First two albums, 19 and 21, earned her critical praise and a level of commercial success.
Female tech unicorn founders at just 30.
Does it honestly feel as if you're spending countless hours scrolling through YouTube and Instagram and you seem to not understand where you're gonna go or if you're gonna ever achieve your dreams? Now, we always ask ourselves those questions, don't we? Like, what am I doing with my life? Why can't I figure it out? Why am I failing at my goals and dreams? Why is it I've been working countlessly on YouTube or on my dreams and my goals and nothing seems to be working out? In the days when you think to yourself, maybe I should give up, because it seems as if you're not going to get from point A to point B. So what exactly is the difference, right, between you and the successful people on the internet? Well, sometimes the answer is simple. Life is unfair, or they've got the unfair advantage. Other times it's a lot more complicated, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. But I really need you to watch this video to the end, because I'm telling you, now this is that's not clickbait at all. But I'm telling you, this is going to radically change your life in ways that you've never seen. Because I get it. Often at times it feels as if life is just too complicated or too hard. And you need that extra push to help you along. That extra motivation so that you can actually see that it is possible to achieve your dreams. And this is why I made the Making Bank YouTube series. To show you that there's people who were in your shoes once upon a time. And that is all about the unfair advantage. You might be asking, what exactly is the unfair advantage? These two people published a book called The Unfair Advantage. And Ali Abdaal and even Ruri Ohama have talked about it. And basically this book talks about, if you want to get ahead in life, we all have this unfair advantage. We all have this thing that makes us get ahead. And this is what I was talking about in the beginning, right? The difference between you and those people is those people understand how to use the unfair advantage. And you might not know it. You might not know what your unfair advantage is. Look at people who've got looks or certain skills that you've always wanted. Basketball players have an unfair advantage. Supermodels have an unfair advantage. People who are good with languages have an unfair advantage. Writers have an unfair advantage. Every single human being has an unfair advantage. But I'm going to break it down for you. Okay, I don't want to leave you hanging. So what exactly is the unfair advantage? Okay, he broke it down into basically miles, money, insight or intelligence, location, luck, looks, right? Education and status. So you might not have the money, but you might have maybe intelligence, right? You might not have intelligence, but you've got the right location. You might not have the right location or luck or even looks, but you've got the education, right? Or you've got the status. You've got, people in the world who can help you out. Regardless of where you fit, right? Someone fits somewhere in that. I would also say for status is skills, because they're people who are good at, music instruments, naturally. They're people who are good at writing. They're people who are good at cooking. They're people who are good at knitting or are very crafty with their hands. Or they're people who are good just basically at speaking. Now, every single person would fit under that because we all have an unfair advantage. The key here is how to use it. So how exactly do you use it? Before I go into that, I'm going to talk about this quote, right? Unfair advantage is not about focusing on the negatives, right? It's about knowing the realities and leveraging the unfair advantage that we have to live our best lives. So now I'm going to talk about the iceberg illusion. What exactly is iceberg illusion? And this is going to perfectly fold everything together like a nice pancake. Basically, the iceberg illusion is that what people see in terms of success is usually not what happens, because obviously there's going to be that iceberg, right? And then underneath it, there's going to be, the iceberg doesn't just sit on top of the, and some people are going to see the top, right? They're all going to see the top, but they don't see the bottom. The bottom is the hard work. The bottom is the labor. The bottom is you working on your personal development. The bottom is you working on your mindset. And then when you climb and 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 you eventually lead to success, right? That's what people see. So you might be wondering, okay, this is all great and all that stuff, but how do I use it? What if I don't have it? What if I don't have the money and the location, the intelligence, and the education? I'm telling you that there's always something that we've got. Now, I'll give you an example from Ruri. When she was starting the YouTube channel, this fifth one, her inspiration was Ali Abdaal. But the thing was that Ali Abdaal and her were so different. Ali Abdaal didn't struggle with school and education, and he literally breezed through everything. He always talks about this, how he loved learning. I mean, he's by people who actually say they love learning. I hated learning. And this is where me and Ruri are very much alike. There was a video she did a couple of months ago about how ADHD. And as a person with ADHD, I always felt I had a disadvantage in life because my ADHD would stop me from actually achieving success. Only for me to realize later on that with my ADHD, that could be my unfair advantage. So that's what I'm saying. Every single person has got an unfair advantage. The key here is figuring out what it is. Unfair advantage might be that you are a master at cooking. You're like Da Vinci painting, okay? You literally stroll in and you are full of life. You sprinkle those spices. You dazzle the kitchen with aroma, and everyone who eats your food falls in love with your cooking, okay? That might be unfair advantage. Maybe unfair advantage is that you are literally a person who walks in a room and everyone looks at you. Like you just have that presence, that it factor, right? The it factor that just makes people look at you. And I knew people like that. I knew people who would walk into the room and they would just talk and everyone would be looking at them. And I used to be like, wow, I wish I could do that. Your unfair advantage could be that. Here's the thing though. You gotta look at your life and say, what is my unfair advantage? What can I bring to the table? You could be a comedian. You could have a different style. You might be a great preacher, a great actor. You might be great at anything to do with creativity. But we will never figure out what our unfair advantage in life is if you're constantly looking over your shoulder and trying to figure out what the next person is doing. If you're always trying to figure out, oh, I want to be like that person, then you're always going to remain stuck. So for all those people who feel like a failure, you're not a failure. You just need to realize how to use unfair advantage for your success. And once you figure that out, telling you, magic will happen. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So please, if you haven't, subscribe so that you're notified whenever a next video is coming out.